Veronica, welcome back to School Matters. My co-host, my sidekick, you're always there. Thank you for coming.
Shamaya.
You know, she's a true friend, Sarah, because she came here in the rain, in the storm. Yeah, you came
swimming through.
Well, you know, absolutely. It's truly inspiring, the grit, determination, and the heart it takes to run about 89 plus kilometers through hills, heat, and fatigue. You know, it's remarkable. Every runner out there has trained for months, faced personal battles, and pushed themselves to incredible limits. It's not just a race, it's a celebration of human endurance and spirit and respect. And indeed, that is why when I find out someone ran the Comrades Marathon, it's like you just want to sit back and say, wow, I can't believe they did it. And how did they do that? Well, again, we have Sarah Mohammadi. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to School Matters.
Walaikum salam. Thanks for having me again on the show.
Wow. I can't believe you ran the Comrades. You know, there's very few Muslim women you find running the Comrades. And, well, your story is so different.
But I think the 100,
definitely,
everybody.
Definitely.
And I think if you can try and get that one in.
Yeah,
I think the quest for many people to complete that one will be
there's
huge.
a lot of people are going for their first one in 2027.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, I'm going to do that one, but we'll see. But I can see now that it's ending, I may just. I said that last year that I'm not running again, but I did.
But you can't stop.
Yeah, because once you stop, then you may never get back on the wagon again, you know.
Well, this is it. And I think just maintain until you do the 100. And then that's sort of, that's the goal.
But then I'll be running if I do the 100, my fifth.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no more, 5 more for my green number.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps runners going, you know.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to School Matters. Yes, it's so exciting. I feel like jumping, doing some exercise. You're such a motivation, Sarah. We have Sarah Mohammadi. We're talking about Comrades. She runs the Comrades. We have Veronica, old-time friend of School Matters and part of School Matters. She does the Midmar Mile. And we're talking about fitness, health. You know, in today's times, our children are stuck to the gadgets. We do not see children playing in the park. We do not see teenagers doing anything. Everything is embarrassing. How do we get the youth to be involved in fitness?
I think that's where educators play such a vital role, you know, in terms of getting learners to partake. I, for example, and we were talking about this, I would always take a team with to Midmar. I have swum the Midmar 25 years now. And not anymore, but I did and got my green numbers and stuff. So the double green and so forth. And so it was quite nice. But you get the scholars. I got teachers to swim. Teachers that never ever thought you don't need to be a brilliant swimmer to be able to swim. And like you say, initially my swimming was like fast. And as the age stepped in, it just got slower and slower. And my when I was trying to run as well, my races, I was always there just before the cutoff. You know, that was me.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
and I had no issue with that.
No.
And for me, I finished it, and it was my personal goal. So I think with the learners, if they start understanding that this fitness is good for them, you know. And if there's a role model that can inspire them, that is normally the problem. Who in the family, who at school inspires them? Because I've had learners that I never ever thought, and I teach them quickly how to swim. And before I know it, there they go, and then they swim and they get it done. You know, but you're quite right. The gadgets, unfortunately, sometimes the attraction there is bigger than the motivation to take part in sport.
During the holidays, when we're sitting at a mall or wherever having coffee or, you know, a meal, you can see the youth. Again, I'm stereotyping. They are more a bit on the healthy side, plumpy side, obese side, because there's no physical activity and couch potatoes. And even if they are at a restaurant, they're on their gadgets. Well, we are also guilty of that. But, I mean, they're starting off so small.
Why am I doing this? But
I think it's any challenge that you do.
Yeah.
Anything that you do, whether you are studying, sorry that I'm interrupting
No,
here,
not at all.
But I think anything that you do in life, or any challenge that is not normal to your normal lifestyle, you go and then you think, why is it all the
Exactly.
self-inflicted pain? Why am I
Exactly.
doing this to myself?
Yes.
And once you get over that little bridge, then I always say that's your downhill.
Mhm.
And then you think, like when you study, and I just yesterday, an old boy walked in and he's sitting there and he's saying to me, ma'am, shucks, he says, I'm third year now. He says, it is driving me insane.
Yeah.
The workload is so much. He says, I don't know how to cope with this. I said, but you're over the worst. You're now on the downhill.
Exactly.
Oh, he says, no, he didn't realize that. He didn't think of
that's
it like
in
that.
anything in life, you got to look at it that way.
So we need to start
Yes,
small.
baby steps.
Yeah, but you
And-
don't have to run it. You can just
Just do
walk
it.
it. And as I
Exactly.
say, it's fun.
And your parting words, Veronica?
Oh, just get up and go while you
Yes.
can, because
Mm.
as you
Get up
get
and go.
older, then all the aches and pains start
Yes.
kicking in, and then you, like me, where you have to now give up because now when you swim, the arms
But
ache.
you did
and
it
then-
25 times.
Yes, I did,
25
and
years.
unfortunately, shame. I used to do triathlons many years ago, and I was
Wow.
knocked down by a car,
Oh.
so I picked up a disability. So the aches and pains started
Yes,
kicking in,
yes.
and so I had to stop. So unfortunately, I did.
Do it while you can.
So
Yeah.
while you
Mm.
can, do it.
Well, I'd like to extend my sincere thank you to both you guys for being here.